Hey pretties, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Trish. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a churro inspired sweet dessert. I honestly wouldn't know what to call this simply because I've been making this since forever without like a formal recipe. A little bit of background knowledge, I've always been a sucker for sweets. I've always had a very sweet tooth ever since I was little, but as a kid, my mom didn't buy a lot of sweets, obviously to prevent me from gaining weight. Now, obviously me being a kid, I still had these cravings, so I quickly learned how to work with the things that I had at home so that I can still have like delicious sweets without, her noticing or without her having to go out and buy these things because she obviously, didn't want to have them at home. So a lot of the ingredients I'm about to mention, I feel like are ingredients that a lot of people have at home. They just don't know how to work with it to make it into like a treat. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. The first thing we're gonna need are some flour tortillas. I'm gonna be using this. My mom used to make these all the time for us with like some cheese and give us some quesadillas for lunch or snack. But I found out that once I started frying them and putting some other stuff on top of it, that it can be one of the best desserts I've ever had. So I'm gonna show you guys that today. But this is like our number one main ingredient. So make sure you guys have some flour tortillas. The next thing that we're gonna need is some sugar. Obviously, like everyone has sugar at home for the most part. So this was really, really simple. You're also going to need some cinnamon. Those three things will kind of like create a cinnamon sugar chip, I would say, but like a sweet chip. Essentially, you fry the tortilla and dip it into the sugar and the cinnamon, and you just eat it like that, and it tastes really, really good. Now, if you have, for example, cream cheese at home, this is how you make a little sauce for it. You melt the cream cheese, put some cinnamon, and you can dip the little like chip into this, and it tastes super, super good. It's kind of like a nacho, but for sweets. If you're feeling a little bougie, which since I was gonna do this video today, I decided that I wanted to go out and do a little something extra, then you could go ahead and buy some fruit. I got some strawberries. They're on sale right now at Publix for $1.67. They're the Pixie Sweet strawberries, and I'm gonna go ahead and chop them up and put them on top of my sweet nachos, I guess we could call them. I also got some whipped cream and some ice cream so we can top off those nachos with some type of topping, because why not? So let's go ahead and get right into it. You're also going to need some oil to fry your tortillas. So let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and comment down below if you've ever tried this before. I'm not sure if this has a name or not, but I just started doing this ever since I was little, and I've loved it and just kept doing it and never really had a name for it, but I knew what I was talking about. So let's get into it. All right, so one of the first things you want to do is with your chopping board and a knife, you're gonna go ahead and get some of those tortillas out of your bag, and you're gonna just chop them up into kind of like little triangles. So what you're gonna do now when you have your tortillas on your cutting board is you're just gonna cut it first in half. It doesn't have to, look perfect. Then you're gonna grab the half and put it on top of the other half, so it should be looking like this, and then you'll cut that in half. Now it should be looking like this. It honestly depends on how thick you want them, because you could cut it again right here and make them into thin nachos. I always make them thick simply because I don't like to make a lot, but you could try it thin. I'm actually gonna try it thin because I never have before. I'm gonna just do it on one of the stacks of tortillas. So in this stack, as you can tell, we have thinner tortillas, and in this stack, we have thicker tortillas. Now, with your oil, I'm just gonna be using olive oil. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my pan and start frying these. So while the oil warms up in there, I have my little tortillas right here. I took out a plate and I put some paper towel on top. That way when the tortillas finish frying in there, they can soak some of that oil off on this paper towel. So just make sure you have that ready. Also, while the oil starts heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and make the cinnamon sugar mix. So all you're really gonna need is some sugar and some cinnamon. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. I'm gonna go ahead and scoop out some sugar onto my plate. You can put a generous amount. Okay, now with your cinnamon, you're gonna go ahead and pour some in there. Pour as much as you like. It's definitely up to you if you like more cinnamon or less, but your sugar should be looking brown in order to complete this mix. It smells so good, guys. I definitely like a good amount of cinnamon on mine, so I'll probably put a little bit more, but it should be looking a little brown. Okay, so by the time you finish mixing that, your oil should be hot and ready. One way that you can test the oil is by putting a thin tortilla in there. And if you see that sizzle, that means that it's ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop them in there. Now, since the oil was really hot, I can tell that they're cooking quick. So you're gonna just wanna flip them pretty quick. Now, I do like mine a little burnt. I mean, that's really up to your preference. I like mine a little burnt. I like to feel that crunch. So it's up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and I have my little paper towel in the back with my plate. And these look just about ready, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop them in the back, just like that. Yup. You see, I like them a little bit more burnt. Now, once you make an even layer with your tortilla chips, you're gonna go ahead and want to add the cinnamon sugar onto them right before the oil drenches out completely, simply because you want the cinnamon sugar to stick to your chips. So I don't have a specific way of doing this. I like to just drizzle them on like that. And look how delicious. This is so good, guys. This is such an easy recipe, and you can honestly eat it just like this. I like to flip them so I can, you know, get sugar on all of my chips. You can eat it just like this, or we can make the sauce for it. I'm gonna make the sauce in this video because since I have all the ingredients for the sauce, I was like, why not? But you definitely don't have to. You can eat it just like this, and this is delicious. So now, in order to make the sauce, all you're gonna need is some cream cheese. I got the whipped Philadelphia one and some cinnamon. I love this brand, by the way, guys, but yeah, it's so yummy. All you're gonna do is pour some cream cheese, pour some cinnamon, and then microwave it. So let me do it so you guys can see. So this is how it's looking, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the microwave. So when it comes out, you just wanna mix it and get it into like a paste consistency. You can add more cinnamon if you would like. Okay, and then now it's time for the test trial with your chips. All right, so it's time for me to try this. I'm gonna take one of my chips. This one looks yummy. And I'm gonna dip it in here, into my little sauce that I made. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. I get better every single time. This is such an easy recipe to make. Like, anybody can make this, and these ingredients aren't like hard, expensive ingredients. I like to put it on there like a spread. Hold on. A little addicting, but good. You can definitely... I wanted to add more stuff to it in order to like make it more interesting. But just like this is so good. Like, honestly, guys, if you haven't tried this, please try it out. I know it seems so basic, and you're probably like, how good can it be? This tastes just like a cinnamon pretzel. Just like a cinnamon pretzel. Please try it. It's so good. So good. I love this. Oh, I'm in heaven right now. Out of 10, I recommend this. This was so yummy. I'm gonna go ahead and, just for the purpose of this video, try one with whipped cream on top of it, simply because I've never tried it with whipped cream, but I just don't think it can get any better. I think if I do too much to it, it might backfire. So here's my chip. Okay. It's not bad, but it loses its taste. As soon as you put the whipped cream, you're taking away from like that bread, you know? Whipped cream is yummy. I think with strawberries, it would be good because it's a sweet treat. So I wouldn't recommend that you put it with more sweet stuff. I would just say to leave this alone. Leave, you know, whipped cream and ice cream alone. I don't know how it would taste with strawberries, but this by itself is so good, so I'm not gonna add anything else. I just want you guys to follow this recipe. Let me know what you think, and once you do it, then we'll go ahead and take it a step further with the strawberries and everything else. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to try this at home. Bye.